Welcome everybody to the UTB podcast. Man, we're missing our brother Vinny tonight, man. Our condolences to what he's going through right now, but he will be back next week hopefully. But tonight for real, we got the champ here. I don't know what he calls himself, man. Something I ain't worried about. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
I guess most of y'all call me Stan, but most of y'all also know me as Bird Gang, aka the Mob, aka the 4-time champ, aka Willie Do It Again, aka I'm him. I could keep going, but it's me. Stefan.
Are you they? Is that your pronoun, they?
They, them.
My pronoun is I'm him.
And to my right here, we got Mr. Scotty. Scotty, what's happening?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? How's the community feeling, man? I ain't getting no calls this week, man.
It's interesting. No trades this week.
No trades, man.
No one is burning their team yet. No one is trying to improve it. I mean, through waiver wires, they're improving their teams and whatnot. But no trades to talk about this week. Interesting.
Yeah, I see some desperate moves out there on the waiver wire and the free agency market, but like I'm trying to tell you guys, you're just not going to find what I have to offer you guys, so I'm going to start it off, and the only time I'm going to say that is come talk to me on office hours from 9 to 5. I got you all, man, so yeah, that's die.
I'm not the mind freak. I'm going to be real. I think it's not that many trades going on because there's so many injuries happening, and it's like you don't want to give up a lot, and then that person go down, and you're like, geez, I just gave up first or second rounder for somebody that can't even help me out for like 4 weeks.
I think a lot offered Mixon for CMC to Derek, but he said no. So I was like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a shot.
Said, cool.
I know.
But that's only, 4 weeks, I believe, his little stint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll be back.
And I know Derek picked up the backup quick because I was looking like, did anybody pick him up? But yeah, he picked him up as soon as CMC got hurt. That was a smart move.
Well, we were talking about that.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I don't think it was a smart move. I think it was a dumb move on the community's fault on the part, man, because we all knew that CMC had a great chance that he was going to play. And I was asking Los, I said, are we not cutthroat anymore? Are we not the UTB 253 anymore? Because I'm like, somebody normally would have dropped a handful of people just to pick that person up and held them and then dropped them once they figured it out what the diagnosis is for CMC though. But yeah, Debo, he got lucky out there, but that might have been the person that you needed. You know, there's usually that one person that takes you over to the top. So maybe Mason was that person that somebody needed right there, man, this year. That Madden Curse, man. So I know that's Fat Boy's name. So
Kyron Williams of this year.
Yeah, or that Stan's Kendra Drake.
To be real, we're in an identity crisis right now as a league. We don't know which way we want to go. Because it's like you look at the chat in the band and everybody's like, oh, maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do this. And I'm like, I honestly think we should, like, after every season, talk about, like, changes we want to make in everything and how we should address things. So it's like we're going through I don't want to call it a shift or something, but I think we got a bunch of people trying to figure out who they are while trying to get that first win.
Yeah, definitely that. And I think it's just that, you know, when you do get smacked out by a kicker who drops 20 points or JT smacks me out with 61, 65 points for the defense, it's like, it's frustrating, but let's be real, defense starts fast and at the beginning of the year, so it always looks like this at the beginning, and then the end of the year, you're barely looking at 30. If it's a great night, it's maybe 40. But I feel like, you know, what I've said in the thread, that I do get excited for sacks and the defensive end of the ball, pick six, fumbles, all that jazz like that, because if not, then it's just like, what's the point of me watching these games? You know, I feel like it makes us a little bit well-rounded. I get it, you know, that 61 is up there, but the whole point of it was like, because we had 16 people in our league at one point, so it was like we try to balance it out. I was like, hey, man, it's 16 people. We're not getting that much depth, so let's make every position count. So I think that's where everything came about, and then we scaled it back down to 14. And I think Benny was the one who won that 16 team format championship. Oh, that was you?
That was the first year, because then you changed it to...
I thought first year was 12 teams.
Yeah, I swear it was Benny who won it when it was 16.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Vinny.
Okay.
I want a lot, but that wasn't me. But the thing about it too is like with the defenses scoring like that, it's on the offenses because they are very mediocre these days on offense. They're just giving the ball away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this is terrible. I had 3 picks before he went out in another league.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, why are you like this right now? What is going on?
Well, I don't think the defense. I mean, 61 points is a lot because I had New England one year and they put up 80 points.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like crazy. But I think it could be tweaked a little bit because I did go through like the settings of the defense and I seen like sacks and interceptions. Obviously, that should be counted. Touchdowns, things like that. But there's like 4th down stops, 3 and outs, and I think tackles for losses.
Mm-hmm.
So like those 3, I think we could maybe do without or nerf them down to be like half a point or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it wouldn't be as crazy as that because honestly, interceptions are not. I mean, aside from the Tua game, like interceptions aren't like crazy like that usually for a defense. They don't get 3, 4, 5, 6 sacks or interceptions. They don't get 6 sacks in a game. You know,
Unless you're Chicago.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So there are like those fluke games, like they do that. Like when Khalil Mack had 7 sacks that one game.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff happens like that, but it's not every week. So I
Yeah.
think if you just nerfed it down just a little bit right there, I think.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the excitement because I know, like, if we're talking about the offensive end, that's the Leon Doug Martin effect with Vinny, where Vinny was done, and then Doug Martin had 3 or 4 40-plus yard gains and stuff like that, and he jumped back in and won the game. It's like on Leon's end, it was like it sucks, but then on Vinny's end, it's like, hey, you do get that good feeling. So I feel like it means that you're always in it. So I feel like, yeah, we can tweak it a little bit, but I just felt like the whole purpose of it was to get that person who's drafted 14th, 14, 15, 16, a shot to be able to win each and every week, even though you don't get the best players. And then that's when you say, I'm about to do the game changer, baby. Yeah, but yeah, man, let's talk about some real news. Then we jump back into our league stuff, man. You know, what you guys thoughts on Tyreek and how the police brutality that they treated that man with?
It was interesting to see, and I feel for Tyreek because it's like, man, you don't want to be like the front news and stuff like that of like, oh, look at him, he's getting arrested and stuff like that. So I understand why he did what he did as far as like rolling his window up and stuff like that. I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, you know, need to comply. I hate that, bro. Like, the dude is a superstar, and that whole lane right there is for players and staff of the stadium. So, like, the police know that already, you know what I mean? So why is it that you're treating him this way when he is one of the cops says Tyreek, and then dude just went off on him after that? You know, it's like that ego trip of these police officers it's crazy to me, dude. Like, it doesn't make any sense why you're so mad at somebody else's success. Like, like God gave him that talent. Like, why are you hating on him? Like, he gave you the talent to be a cop, and now you taking it and going off and with your ego, and yeah, it's just nasty. So I hope some change comes. I hope that cop gets fired, the one who went overboard. I hope that it's a lesson for all those other cops. Like, you don't have to go easy on celebrities, but just be like, hey man, like, you know, next time can you just roll down your window for us? You know what I mean? Like, you think Tyreek Hill is going to pull out a gun on you when he's about to go in here and score 80-yard touchdown? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was no reason for you to be scared in that moment. Like, you know, and if you're that damn scared, why the hell are you a police officer? Like, it was crazy, but that's just my take on it.
I never got the full story. So
I don't know the full story, but because, you know, the video just pops on when, you know, the one person's asking them questions and stuff like that. But I definitely feel like what you said is like the ego trip of things is like, oh, you think you're better than law, you think you're better than me, and it's not that. There's a history of how you treat us, and then you just literally proving that, and it wasn't even a white man at that who did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, it just doesn't really matter the race of things. It's just that we just get treated a different way, and people fear us for whatever reason it is and stuff like that. And then it's like, even when his buddy was on the phone with Drew, I'm assuming it was their agent, Drew, and then he was like, "Oh, you want to get arrested too? Oh, yep, you get arrested too." I'm like, "Bro, this is my car. You need to move my car." I'm like, bro, like you're doing way too much in this moment right now. And the other cops are like, they're just chilling. Like, you're getting recorded right now, buddy, and they're just trying to chill, and you're just going over the top. It's just like that little dog who, gets the big dog riled up, and then now the big dog came through. I'm not saying he was a big dog, but he was just getting everybody riled up for no reason, though. But yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Even if it is a celebrity or just a regular old working blue collar Joe, you know what I mean? It's like, man, people shouldn't be getting treated that way. You know what I mean? It's like, man, just treat people with respect. Where you see a homeless dude or as a Fortune 500 billionaire, Elon Musk, whatever, treat people with respect and dignity, man. And if people give you probable cause to escalate the situation, then okay, let's dance. You know what I mean? But yeah, so
You just talking to him crazy. Just, hey, I just got surgery on my knee. And he's like, you need to get surgery on your ears. Like,
yeah,
Why do you need to say?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're talking
Not
to
another
a grown ass man.
yeah.
Like you're talking to somebody who literally probably pays for your salary because of it's called business and stuff he brings up, and the excitement he brings to Miami and stuff like that. Like it just and I mean he is a taxpayer, so he's literally paying for your job. So it's like it doesn't make any sense. But I hope that he gets his just due.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether that police officer was fired or desk duty or something. And I think just all around, just all cops need to have like that training because they're supposed to what are they supposed to say? Control control the environment, and it seems like every time we see something like this, it's a cop who escalated everything. You know what I mean?
But it's just always unfortunate. It's just like that in anything, even at the schools, it's 5% of your student body is causing all the trouble, but they're the ones that get the most attention, you know what I mean? And so, all the good work that law enforcement officers do goes under the rug because we don't see those things and stuff like that. And then the one thing that somebody's bad and then everybody else gets labeled, kind of like a black person, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like there's one person and you just treat everybody the same way and stuff where it comes down to a white man. It's like, oh, that's just a one bad apple out there and everybody else is still good, But yeah, man, it's happening to anybody out there, man. That's why I say, man, don't pay your tabs, baby. Don't pay your tabs out there, man. Just
say all that to say this.
you know what I mean? Keep it light for you guys, man. Me and Pretty Ricky, man, you know what I mean? My brother, man, out here, man. And just go every other year, y'all. If you go every 2, then you good too, man. Just know where you're driving, where you going, and be safe out there, y'all. So man, so one football celebrity to another. How y'all feel about Uncle Unc, man? Shannon Sharp out there, man, with his leaked IG video. I try to figure it out, find it before our session today, but I couldn't really hear the whole thing. Everybody's just talking about it. So maybe you guys could speak on it.
All I heard was everyone. I didn't hear the recording, but I heard what he said in there, and he's like, "That's my Michelle. You gonna take this dick?" I said, "What?" And I've been listening to the Nightcap with Ocho and stuff, and he was going in. He had Lavelle.
Yep, I seen that one.
And Kai Cenat, and Snoop Dogg, and someone else on there.
Godfrey was on there too. Yeah, Godfrey.
Yeah. I was dying, bro. It was like, and Ocho said, "Well, at least it wasn't Michael, it was a Michelle." And Ocho's a fool. He's not letting them up on that. That shit is hilarious.
That's wild. I don't even. I know he said when it first came out that he got hacked or something. But I'm like, what was y'all doing to where somebody said, "Let me grab the phone real quick"? Why was the phone so close? Somebody here just accidentally slapped it.
What y'all doing in here?
And then his ego came in because Ocho said, "Oh, you only lasted only about a minute." And he said, "Oh no, Ocho, we went 25 minutes before that." So I never go live on Instagram, so I don't know how easy it is to get on. I've been told that it's not very easy. Like you have to do some stuff and swipe and push OK and this or that. So I don't know. But he said he lost a lot of money because like advertisers are pulling out and stuff. And, I don't think he's gonna be with DraftKings anymore. From what he sounded like he was saying. Sounded like he was saying that they didn't want to renew his contract. So, because he was like, yeah, he's like, me and Ocho, we can go anywhere we want. We're free agents, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, damn. Like, he really losing money out here. He's like, you think I would sacrifice 150, 200 million for a lie or to debunk a rumor? Because, rumors of him being gay or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, you think I would give up that money just to debunk a rumor? I don't give a damn about y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think it was fake. I don't know how it happened, but no one's asking a question about her. Like, did she do it? Like, there's somebody else who stopped the live. I forgot what his name was, but he has control of his Instagram as well. So I'm like, did dude accidentally go live for you? Like, cause he thought he was in his account, went live real quick, and then was like, oh shit, I'm on the Unks live, and then took it off. Like, or did the girl do it? Like,
if somebody else went live because they control your thing, you wouldn't turn your phone on. I don't think.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
so many questions. How many people were in the room?
Yeah.
Was Michael and Michelle in the room?
That's what he said too. He said, I got 10 people. He said, I could have had angles and everything if I really wanted to do this. Yeah. So,
that's funny.
It was. I'm glad I didn't hear it because I don't want to hear all the huff and puffing from him. But it would have been funny if I did hear it and hear him say, "That's Mama Shay."
Lance.
He said, "What the fuck, Lance?" He said, "No, I said Nance."
Tropic Thunder joke. Go see it if you never saw it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to.
You never know, man. He might just jump in the adult film industry, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's. I mean, with how the
that's one of the biggest. Yeah.
That's the next.
Man, exactly.
Or at least a movie or two to get his money back up. Get that 150 million. So, but I mean, his image, I don't think he'd want to do that. Being everyone's uncle, I don't think he'd want to. And trying to cross over to the quote unquote white mainstream kind of thing. That's not a good look for him to do that. But hey, man, if he's just gonna stay a free agent, you know what I'm saying, and people mess with him no matter what, then go ahead, do what you do.
You got anything, Stan?
I was going to say, I think his club Shay Shay's still going to go because people going to listen to that. I just saw one with Marlon Wayans and Brittany Renner. So it's like people are going to still watch that.
Yeah, the Marlon one was a good one. But I just think it's going to be just like another Kanye thing, man, where, they're going to try to get rid of all the things he do. But look at First Take, you know what I'm saying? Not First Take, but Undisputed. Lasted less than a year, and then they're canceling the show. You know what I mean? So I just feel like they just try to make a statement and say, "Oh yeah, we don't believe this," and try to drop people and then bring them right back. Look at Nike with Kobe. You know what I mean? It's all that stuff. People will get their endorsements back. It's just how they react when it's one of us. Yeah. They got to try to strip things and try to make a statement of, "Oh, this is not how you guys supposed to act," but when it's somebody else. There's really nothing, i.e. Big Ben down there in Florida. Yeah, we bringing up old stuff out here, y'all. This is the new UTB podcast out here, man. Keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real, man. Let's find our angle. Let's find our voice, gentlemen. You know what I mean? No, I'm just saying, just in general, it's like when it's a person of color, you know what I mean, and they make a mistake, then it's like, all bets off, let's take everything down, you know what I mean? And then we have to try to rebuild our image of it. And it's just like that in life. And the everyday thing is like, anything that we do, it's like we're under that microscope, you know what I mean? You get into leadership or admin or something like that, and everybody's watching. A little drop ball, a little phone. Well, I told you can't do the job. You're like, what? I was like, Ben over there is messing up every week.
I ain't got nothing to say. He's not going to get me canceled like they did Isaiah in the 80s. If Larry Bird was a black man, he'd be a regular player.
A regular player.
Scotty tried to get me. I would not be canceled in 2024. 2025, I don't know. I may say something.
Yeah.
I mean, we can. It's definitely a different turn for us talking about this stuff, but it's
we jumped into the real news. Yeah, what's going on?
I mean, because that whole situation, like with Tyreek, going back to that a little bit, it's like no matter. I mean, that dude is a multi-millionaire, but like I'm sure he had a little bit of PTSD with it now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've never broken the law to the point where like I needed to be pulled over, give me handcuffs, stuff like that. But if a cop was behind me, like every sensor in my head goes off. Okay, let me just see. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what's he doing? What's going on? Like I'll see a cop car in the other going the other direction, and I'll look behind me in the mirror to be like, did he turn around? Like what's going on? Like, you know, because that's just what it's what it's like for us sometimes. So
Yeah.
For Tyreek to go through all that, get pushed on the ground, like face down into the pavement, the concrete, you know what I'm saying, and still go out there and deliver like he did, like, you know, you gotta give props to the kid, but you're not a kid, but you gotta give props to the man, because other people would just be like, man, I can't do it right now, like, my head's not here, so.
Take a mental health day.
Yeah, it's taking a mental health day, you know what I mean? So, but it sucks that we gotta continue to talk like this. So hopefully he gets, if he needs some help, he gets the help, he talks to somebody and move past it. But it's gonna be a tough season for him though, because with Tua, we can talk about that a little bit. Talk about Mr. CTE himself going down again. Did you guys see the play? What happened?
Mm-hmm.
So from what I seen, he was running, got the first down, and then dove head first to, I don't know if he was trying to give himself up or whatnot, but DeMar Hamlin was right there, and he went into DeMar Hamlin's body and kind of just like went like that, and head first into his body, and then went down. He was throwing up every hood possible. His feet went inwards, and he was just like that.
Seized up, yeah.
And seized up, and then he kind of went on his back a little bit, and then the lineman got over him, and then everyone was waving to bring him in, to bring the medics out and stuff like that. So, and then I see him on the sidelines when he was going back to get checked, and he was doing that Luke Kuechly smile, just like that and stuff. And they had him on the TV, and I'm just like, damn, like that. It looked nasty. Like it looked terrible. And that's his third serious concussion that we've actually seen on TV. So it's I don't know, man. I see a lot of people talking about hanging up the cleats.
Yeah.
And, $200 million, that's cool, but if you can't remember your kids, or you can't do nothing with them, or there's no value of life that you're gonna have. You keep taking these hits, and I don't know, man. That's tough.
You should definitely invest in the Guardian cap.
Yeah, and maybe that's the new what's it called, the welcoming mat, so to speak, for that. Because I seen who did it. Was it Jonathan Taylor that had the cap on that played the first game, or was it? I think it was him. I don't know, but somebody played it. I think it was a lineman and then a running back. They played with the Guardian cap on, and then in one of the games, they're like, "Oh, this is the first game," and then everybody in the comments and stuff was like, "Oh, NFL's getting soft, this or that," and it's like, bro, these people they have real lives outside of football. Like they have kids, they have vacations they want to go on, they have hobbies they want to do, not just entertaining you. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
That's the thing too. I don't know if it's the offensive coordinators or what, but certain quarterbacks, they're treating like they're the only guy on offense that can do things. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. I'm like, man, he can throw the ball sometimes. It's just he's got to be the running back. He's trying to just do too much. And what's his name, Anthony Richardson? Yeah. When they run, they don't slide. That's how they should. They're looking for extra yards, and I'm like, bruh, you don't have to do that. You're the highest paid person on the team. They need you out there. Or Tua, it's bro, if you just slide backwards, you might be able to avoid that.
Yeah, you definitely would have. And it's that's the part of it is that the quarterbacks aren't doing their part of it. Like Anthony Richardson, he was going gun ho. Every game, just shoulders into people, this or that, and it's like, bro, this is the NFL, dude. They can't do that. They're building a franchise around you for the next 10 to 15 years. You know what I mean? So it's like they need to start. Let's call putting that in the back of their head. Like this whole franchise is on me. You know what I mean? I need to slide. I don't need to try to, like you said, get the extra
like
2 or 3 yards. Like,
at the same time, I've never played tackle football for those reasons of thinking about injuries and stuff. But it's like I get people saying that football is going soft and everything with the guardian caps and then not wanting to just go fight for the extra yards. But I'm like, at the same time, like they gotta start thinking like businessmen, because it's like those same teams, when you get hurt, that's why they don't want to give the guaranteed money. Like look at Earl Thomas' situation. Like he was like, bro, like I've done so much for you already. Just give me the money. And Seattle was like, we think we'll wait out to the end of the season. And he gets hurt. And I know y'all remember him throwing up the middle finger to the sideline. And it's like if they're not gonna go all in for you, you got to start making those business decisions.
Yeah.
Is it worth me going full speed, or can I tackle without possibly injuring myself?
Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce was ahead of their time, man. You know what I mean? They catch the ball. There's no yak for them. He said unless they see daylight, they hitting the ground. You know what I mean? There's
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's the greatest show on turf.
Right. I just think that I've never played the quarterback position in the NFL, so I don't know exactly the pressures they're under or the thought process behind this or that. Because those extra 1 or 2 yards and their effort to get those, it might fire up the whole offense to get to another level of performing and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm sure all that goes into their mind frame, and it's just like, why slide when I can just do this? And you know what I'm saying? I'm about to pump everybody up. So
I hear what you're saying, but I got his receiver, the young boy. What's his name? Keon. 1 target.
We're talking about Josh Allen.
Yeah, 1 target. Him truck sticking somebody is not gonna fire me up if I get 1 target.
I mean, going into that, like,
I'm looking at him like, bro, I could have did a slant.
Like James Cook, like. If you know what you have in the backfield now, because he never had that. I mean, he never really had what he has in James Cook. So it's like, I know if I can do this, all I got to do is check down to him, and he's going to take this way. Or hand it off, he's going for 49 yards. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. And that was a new offensive coordinator too, so they're not throwing the ball as much either. So they actually handed it off. And I think that injury to his hand.
Pick on your squad.
Yeah, well, that injury too, he hurt his hand in the first week too when he went to the end zone doing what you guys were just talking about, powering through. It's a 1 yard touchdown, like hand it off, and then we'd be good. But yeah, I think it's those things right there, man. It's like it ain't worth it. I'm like, hey man, we could find another running back. We could find another one of those. I'm like, hey, everybody's always gonna think of Cam Newton and Michael Vick before they think about me anyway. So is it, like you said, is it really worth it though? But we'll see, man. We'll see. That's how y'all feel about CMC, man, and that Niner stuff, man. And the effect of it's going to have for Debo out there.
Well, how you feel about it being a Niners fan first?
I don't mind it because he played all season last year. We know what we got with him. Honestly, I would have did the 8-weeker and call it a day and just brought him in the second half of the season and let him be fresh to death out there. It's a calf Achilles, so it is one you really want to be cautious with. So hopefully he doesn't come back in that 4 weeks. But, just let all the other people who wanted money, Debo and Ayuk, I'm like, hey, you guys got to use them until the playoff comes, because that's when you're going to really need them, because we know we could get to the playoffs with or without him. But for him to be healthy and fresh when everybody else is worn down would be huge, because last year I feel like they was just using that man Poison Canaan. You know what I mean? Poison Canaan was like 25 touches. It's like, let's take a book out the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Let's give them some little run here and there, but we know what we got. All Hall of Famer and all that stuff. First pro all team and be in conversations for MVP every blue moon. So it's just like, hey, keep them healthy, let them recover, and then be ready to go in the second half of the season and into the playoffs, because that's when we really want to need them more so than week 1 and week 8 and stuff like that. So start ramping them up. Like, give them that Shaq treatment, man. Get in shape during the season, baby.
Surgery during the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Mason. He's obviously showing that he can pick up the slack. So it's like, why even? Yeah, like you said, put him on 8 week, come back that second half stronger than ever. So let him get his due, and then we'll go from there. So I don't mind. I mean, I don't have him on any team, so it ain't nothing to me. But it does suck if you. It does suck if you did draft him, 101 or 102 or something like that, and then you don't have any answer. Derek, he got lucky that he was paying attention and picked him up or whatever. But hey, someone else in other leagues probably didn't do it. They probably hated it and tried to, get him. There was a couple leagues I got, but yeah, CMC. And I mean, Mason is not on the team that drafted CMC. So, but I mean, it's cool too to find those players so early in the season that can boost you. If let's say you were, out of you have a weaker, your position is weaker in running back. You know what I mean? Now you have a nice strong piece in there to go with. I don't know who to say after week 1 is a weak running back, but a lower tier running back. But to put it with him so that way now, okay, cool. Now I'm fine. Okay, I got my quarterback, I got my running backs. They're good. I got wide receivers are good. I'm looking well balanced. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But it sucks if you're a CMC. If you put all your eggs in CMC basket, pause like that sucks. You're like, oh, I got him. I'm gonna go draft receivers now, and now you end up with Devin Singletary as your RB2. Now he's your RB1. So yeah, it's fantasy. It's a fun game, man.
Yeah.
Fun game.
Early, bro, these injuries just taking a turn on the season because I know, like, based off last year, if I had the opportunity, I'm picking up CMC again.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, I could see him if they wanted to, like you said, Scotty, just take him out for 8 weeks because it's like we know what we got when he comes back. But again, the Niners are a good enough team to where they should be able to at least be in contention without him. Like you said, they just paid all those guys. Like, okay, now use them.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see though. But Debo did win against his. So did the student beat the master now? Did they overtake him?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Since he did beat him head up week 1.
To clarify that, he's saying Derek beat Ricky week 1 without CMC.
So is the student overtook the master now?
After the year after he beat him in the championship in another league.
So it's a carryover.
That's what it seems like.
It's pretty Ricky a doormat to Debo, huh?
It's one of those things where you finally figure out somebody on the sticks and you're like, oh.
Or was Pretty Ricky trying to be too confident not going with a kicker?
That's the thing right there, man.
Is that?
I get it, having extra space on your bench for somebody, but man, like all the points matter. All that, and especially last week, it was just like kickers were going off last week. Like I know you didn't.
Besides mine, but that's cool.
I know you didn't up the.
No, I touched it. No.
So like,
Offense struggled at the first hand of the season, so.
But yeah, the kickers went crazy, and it's crazy too that's the Ricky dropped the kicker that beat him. Ricky had Fairbarn, and then. What's the homeboy? Derek went and picked him up.
Now, what's funny, I know earlier you mentioned, are we still the same UTB that's Cutthroat? So I saw that Ricky didn't have a kicker, right? So I go to the free agency, and I'm like, let me see if there's a kicker available that he's thinking about picking up. But the kicker that was available is not even the guy that's starting for, who played? It was San Francisco and
the Jets.
The Jets. There was a kicker from the Jets, but he wasn't the starting kicker. So I was like, okay, I don't have to waste him.
You don't have to intervene in this, huh?
Yeah.
It's funny because he said he went and looked. He's like, let me go get a kicker now. And Moody was gone, obviously. So he was like, I have nobody to get. So he was going to ask out. And I told him, I was like, bro, grab homeboy. He's like, I'll let him cook whatever. That he hit me back after and was like, I should have picked him up, man. This motherfucker.
So to answer your question, I'm still me.
You still me?
I told him, I said, I was trying to go pick him up. I literally went on there and did it, and it said players already in the pending transaction. So I couldn't pick him up because I was going to pick him up and sit him right on the bench. just to hate. But
I said though,
So
we're going to see a change because, so Los could have been joking. You're here to say it. You were losing the game, and you was like, "Okay, it's time to blow it up. Who's ready to retreat?"
Yeah, I was joking.
And then the correction happened.
That was crazy.
And then I woke up and Dame was like, "I got robbed."
Thank you, Lord. No,
by .10, .1.
I was just joking about that. I'm definitely not. Like I told you, I'm either gonna be all in and go for the gold, or I'm just gonna go for the first round pick, the first overall pick next year. So, but that doesn't mean that once people do start blowing up their teams, I won't have a pick for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Upgrade my team, but yeah, as of right now, I like my squad, man. I like what I'm doing. I mean, I definitely got lucky that first week. That was a crazy. I forgot about stat corrections too, honestly. Like, that wasn't even in my head.
I haven't seen one in a while.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since we had one.
To be like, oh, maybe the stat correction will give me the win. Like, I was just like, damn, I lost. Like, y'all said, good game today and whatnot. But, I mean, at the end of the day, hey, that stuff happens, though.
Yeah.
So what
about the call out? Who called his shot? That man, Fat Boy, called his shot, so he's gonna beat On Love Cuzzo.
That was crazy. That was good shot.
Let me go ahead and
there you go. That's what we're here for.
let me throw the Leon blow. Fat Boy is the Seattle Mariners of UTB. He has amazing regular seasons. He's always in the thick of things. And then the playoffs happen. So it's like him calling out his shot. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what he does. That's who he is. Regular season fantasy king.
Regular season fantasy.
Stefan said that, by the way. Stan, Bird Gang, Mob, whatever you want to call me, today. I said it. If you don't know my voice, because you haven't heard it in a while.
So what we think about him for this week?
I think it was clutch though, but was it before or after? I know Vinny was saying, was it the defense or something that scored? No, it was the receivers.
Yeah.
That scored
Jalen Reed.
Yeah.
Like 40 points.
Before Love went out.
I don't know if he said before or after that happened. Because if I got 40 points from somebody that's only supposed to get like 20, I'm feeling pretty confident too.
Right. I guess he did say it after, but I mean,
he still called it out though.
Yeah, it still happened. But again, I know what to expect from him in the regular season. Because even last year?
Yeah, he getting 45 again.
Last year, when I played in the last game of the season, it was to see if he was going to make the playoffs or not. And he ended up beating me, and he made the playoffs. I don't know how that season ended.
I mean, he got lucky. I don't want to say he got lucky, but with his tight end getting that touchdown last week, and then Aaron Rodgers looked okay. He didn't look the greatest, but and then now Malik Willis is under center in Green Bay, so that's going to definitely unless they continue using Jaden as a running back like Xavier Worthy and stuff, they'll get his points, but that's going to be difficult. Jordan Palmer or Josh Palmer, excuse me. But he has T. Higgins. I don't know. T. Higgins doubtful. Mostert's out. So.
Yeah, Cincinnati as a whole is doubtful. I was watching something earlier, and they were like, is Joe Burrow not everything that we thought he was? Like, if he doesn't have the elite weapons around him, does he just become a mediocre individual?
I heard people say he peaked already. I said,
I got him in another league, so I'm like, I hope it's not true. Because I got him in another league on the same team. I need somebody to come through for you, boy.
Yeah, I heard he peaked already, and Jamar Chase is not doing any more talks for his contract this year. So I don't know if he's happy about that. I mean, I would assume if you're not talking anymore, it means that you're just going to be like, hey, my work on the field is going to lead me to where I want to be. So he might ball out, but I didn't watch the game, but I just kept seeing everyone saying that boy Gonzalez, he had him strapped. So pause, but he had him he had him there, so he couldn't get out of it. Jamar Chase couldn't get out of it.
Yeah,
so.
on what?
Scotty said, "Pause."
So, but I'll say this week, the closest matchup right now is David and Stan. I don't know, David and Stan, Dean and Ricky, Shanika and Fat Boy.
If this was the FBS, I got the hardest schedule out. I started the year against the previous champion who came back into the league, got fresh legs under him. And then I got David, who's been the highest scoring team for the past 3 years. I don't know how. Like, dude, we literally draft different players every year. How is this man the highest scoring team all the time?
Picking all Raiders.
Right?
There.
Mm-hmm.
No, they I mean, everyone actually got pretty close this year or this week. Like if HN didn't put up that 38, like me and Vinny would be pretty close too. So
yeah.
I have a question with AJ though this week. So he didn't play in practice the last 2 days. So they both play Monday night.
AJ Burrows.
Yeah. But I have Cooper, who I could put in. But then if AJ plays, then I'm like, what do I do? So
I got Keenan Allen that's questionable.
yeah, that's
I already took him out.
injuries are definitely making you
That's
put on all your GM.
Again, that's why everybody's so hesitant to do anything, because it's like, what is going on in the league right now from week to week? Who's going to go down? Who's questionable?
And then,
Who can I use? Who's going to, like, step into somebody's spot? Like an Isaiah Likely, who's still killing somehow.
Nick, he got that tough decision to make because he has Andrews and Likely, so he has to pick like who's gonna go off.
I wish I would have thought of it, but I, just like everybody else, even the people that talk about it on Yahoo, nobody thought Likely would do that in that game and going forward, because you're like, okay, Mark Andrews is back.
Yeah.
He's going to throw it to his guy. It's like, no, he still likes throwing it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that dude is basically a receiver.
Pretty much.
Playing tight end. So it's like, you can't just say, you know what, I'm going to target this man when I know your capabilities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Likely, because before the game started, they talked about that they were going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets. So that's what kind of piqued my ears, and I was like, damn, maybe I should go pick him up. But because I have Kelsey, and I was like, right before that happened too, Kelsey was talking about I got 1 or 2 more good years left in me. I'm like, what? Why did you say this now, man? And then he got the $100 million contract and stuff. Like, oh, this guy is not Andy Taylor Swift. So this dude is not in the zone right now. But
They said he's not happy though.
with her,
Yeah.
we ain't talking about Taylor Swift, man. I shouldn't even mentioned it.
No, I'm not. I was just messing around because they talk about the bodies of the ex-girlfriends, what their bodies look like, and then they show the third of what Taylor Swift look like. So they's like, we know he ain't happy.
Even that he changed, got the mustache now, and the, I don't even explain that.
Y'all know I got an affinity for white women.
Yeah.
But yeah, Taylor, she looked okay that first week. I was like, okay, then she got a little, she working with a little something, and then I was like, no, I'm tripping. I'm tripping.
Lee, hear me out. Taylor be coming in with the shorts.
That's what I'm saying.
And the knee-high
That's what I'm
boots.
saying. I was like,
And the jacket with like the tank tops on under.
Excuse any women who listen to this podcast.
She probably a freak. I'm just saying, she probably a freak. Let's be real. He's happy. He is happy. She got money. She probably a freak. She just don't look like what he's used to.
That's true.
Yeah, what he's used to is, whew.
No, that's it, bro. He has some heat rocks out there, boy.
But yeah,
I just watch the way she walked into the stadium. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think when she doing swag surf, that's what he was like. Okay.
He said, "We flying private, baby." Okay, yeah, I am
I'd
happy.
be happy with Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, billion up. But
Say, girl, let's do some squats today.
I don't know if Likely's gonna continue to do what he's doing though. I don't see it personally. He's gonna have some games for sure, but I think Mark Andrews will get back in form and it'll go up from there. But for that decision though, because he could start both of them in a flex, but then you're taking away from.
They got a lot going on in Baltimore right now, and that's why I didn't want to pick up Derrick Henry as well. Because I'm like, I don't even know. And same with Saquon. Like, how would they use him, knowing that they have? Well, him, yeah, they used, but
Yeah.
it's just not what you're used to with their productivity, I guess, is what I'm saying.
That's why I picked up Justice Hill. And I was like, I got Mixon and A-Chain and Saquon, but if any of those go down, because Saquon, not Saquon, A-Chain had that he almost didn't play. So what it looked like that first game, it looks like they were literally just using Henry for just runs, and everything else was Justice Hill. So it's like that's definitely something. Because I thought he was just going to go off those first couple of hits or the first couple of runs that he did. I was like, oh man, they're about to just feed this man all night long, and then they didn't. So I don't know if that was just the game plan. They were just like, oh, Patrick is running and gunning, so we have to.
Well, that's the thing with Buffalo. I mean, this Baltimore, man. Everybody else in the league, they're gonna destroy. But when it comes to them Chiefs, they just play a different ball game, bro. Like last playoff game, I'm like, bro, why are we passing it 45 times, man? I'm like, what are you guys doing? They just play it totally different. But I feel like Henry's gonna kill. Like, I think he may start flirting with around like 15, 18 touchdowns, man. Cause I think so, man. I'm like, he was already doing it in Tennessee. You know what I mean? I'm like, now you got the RPO and Lamar Jackson, and then now you got Likely, and then you got old boy takes off the Zay Flowers, takes the deep too. Pause. But
I hate 2024 so much.
But yeah, I feel like I ain't gonna worry about King Henry. Honestly, and Lamar's going to be that, and then Saquon, I feel like that's going to be good for him too, because the same thing is like, it's going to be Saquon's going to be Jalen Hurts, so one of them is going to kill, and then you got AJ, then you got Devontae Smith, so there's just too many weapons for them to face a stacked box like he would in the Giants and all that jazz like that. But I just don't get the NFC East though, man. Like, why do they always trade or people go within division?
You got me, bro. You got me, because Kellen Moore is over there now for Philly.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, and then Dan Quinn was Cowboys defense coordinator. Now he's Washington head coach.
Yeah.
So it's like it just this is how it happened. But
Philly lets Don McNabb trade him to the Redskins, now the Commanders, and like, I don't get it though. But yeah,
it's like the NFC North too.
It's like a messy relationship over there.
NFC North. Packers and Vikings, they always trading plays within each other.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions sometimes get some of the Vikings players. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Oh yeah, TJ Hawkinson.
I think it's just the maybe they're like, hey, give me some advantage over the people that we see the most or something. You know what I mean? Because it does come down a lot of the like NFC East and the North. Most of the time, it comes down to like week 18 or 17, used to be 17 of winning the division. So. That's like we've never had the NFC East has never had a repeating champion for the last like 20 years, so that might add to it. But I mean, we're gonna repeat this year.
Gotcha. How much time we got left on this? All right, man. Well, I just want to try something different, man. That we just go through all the games of this week and we call our shots out there, man. And you got to answer who's going to win, and
just a little quick shot.
A little quick preview, kind of like they do on game day, man. Who you talking? I know they usually do like 3-5 games. Yeah, who you taking? So start it off, and we could do clockwise. We will go with you first, and then end with me. Yep. We got Let's Make a Deal. Who's up 64? 64-56 to 0. Let It Hurts. Corey's team has not had anybody play yet. I had 4 people play already. Only one exceeded their average, which was James Cook. So who do you guys got for the matchup, man?
I like you. Who you got left still is going to put up a lot of points. That's a good lead to take. But I like you to take it.
Okay. Who you got? S. Dot?
Okay. So, you look like you could put up some points, but he's got Jalen Hurts against Atlanta, Xavier Worthy against Cincinnati, Derrick Henry against Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't skip over the other one. Don't skip over the other receiver.
With DeMarcus Robinson
Mm-hmm.
against Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And Deshaun Watson just had a terrible game against Dallas against Jacksonville.
He probably not going to play.
You don't think he's going to play?
I mean, I guess he will. It's this tomorrow, so yeah.
And then the Jets defense against Tennessee. That's a lot of favorable matchups.
We want to deliver, though. You
Yeah.
know.
And then, okay, we know what Sam Darnold did, but you got Jefferson against your Niners defense. CeeDee Lamb could go off.
But he knows, Sam Darnold knows that defense, though.
Yeah. And you got Kamara against Dallas's defense. J.K. Dobbins against Carolina. He could have a good game. Pittsburgh's defense could have a good game. I think I got to choose Lady Hurts.
Okay. I ain't gonna speak on my own game because you guys already know where I'm rolling with it. But I will say that I did click on Deshaun Watson. They were talking about in the news feed that the Browns could get out of his contract of the guarantees. So is this, I wonder, as they say in Sesame Street, I wonder, what if, let's try. Do you guys think that this is something that the Browns underneath is cooking up to get out of that contract because of his poor play? You know what I'm saying? We got to think outside the box, baby. Think outside the box, you know what I mean?
Hey, that's interesting because Homegirl, there's no way that if she knew this man,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way that she didn't see the 38 or whatever other ones that he had. So
Just wait.
That jumped on this, yeah.
4 years down, was it 4 years ago
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
or whatever? So that's interesting.
Because this is third year back now, so
So what if it's something they cooked up?
I'm just saying, man.
The Browns, man,
All right.
But at the same time, the Browns played against Dallas, who is always considered a contender. So it's like you can't really say, "Oh, you had a bad game there."
But you think about last year, then the 6 games when he came back from the suspension,
he doesn't look like the same Deshaun at all.
and you're talking about what is it, 250, 300,
230, all fully guaranteed.
fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed.
Susan,
Susan, hey, he's a power, you know what I mean? Like,
Susan, did you say you know him? Hey, we got a cold meal for you to come through and testify. I know you said you didn't want to.
I wouldn't put anything past him.
I'm just saying, man.
that's some bullshit right there,
Some
man.
Susan that came out the woodworks, man.
Bullshit. That shit happens.
Game 2, we got David versus Stan. The Mob versus All We Do Is Win. RN4L, man. David done had Jalen Waldo play already. He scored 10 and was projected 17, and that's the only person that we have. Who you got, Lowe's?
Man, I like David. I don't like the three Leggett, Stevenson, and Najee for Stan. I don't like those. They're probably going to show up for Stan, but I don't know. Cubs going to get an increase in targets, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a decrease, but with Puka gone, and Patty going to go crazy in Cincinnati, and Tony Pollard actually looked pretty good last week, and then I think they're just going to feed Bowers this week going against the Ravens, and they're just going to feed him because he ain't going to have time to get it to Devontae. So
Yeah.
I like that team better.
Anything you want to chime in?
I think Pat Mahomes has a great week, but like Las Vegas is going against Baltimore, so I could see Baltimore trying to put up a bunch of points against them. I don't think Baker Mayfield has 2 good weeks back to back because he got to play against Detroit. In Detroit, again, Pollard got to play against the Jets defense. With my team, I'm picking me obviously. Like Kendrick said, I choose me. I'm sorry, but I got Stroud against Chicago.
It's gonna be nasty.
Stroud and Diggs against Chicago. Leggett had he had 9 points last week, and he was on my bench. And then Keenan Allen, like I said, is questionable, so I'm not even going to go back and forth with that. I'm giving the youngster a chance.
Yeah.
since my other receiver is out there in the league getting traded. Like, he had an off week.
Well, yeah,
I was like, I gotta find someone else. Stevenson had a pretty good week last week, and then he's going up against Seattle at home. Najee, I don't know what to say about Najee. And then I got Cleveland's defense in right now, but I also have Kansas City's defense on my bench. I don't know who I'm going with yet on that, because I know Cincinnati is stinking it up. So it's like Kansas City could go off. Yeah. Maybe I could get a 60-point defense. I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking about it before I go to bed, but I choose me.
Yeah. It's like like I told Rick, man, I can't go against them because when the roster doesn't look right, he wins the game, you know what I mean, or goes off for a championship. Because I'm like, you're starting 2 Carolina Panthers in fantasy football.
He said he's leaving the kid, leaving Bryce.
And the thing about it is, I said the same thing last year with Alan Thielen. And this dude was a top receiver.
Yeah, bro, he was.
For the first half of the season, maybe 3/4 of the season, he was a top receiver. Then Stan put him to the bench and put somebody else in. And then that mother effer went off. So it's just like, I'm looking at the roster. I'm like, ugh.
I'm not that impressed. I'm not.
Because then, you got Cooper Kupp, Baker Mayfield, Bowers, and then Tony Pollard, Zaire Wright, but I'm just like, I can't go against Stan, man, and then I think George Kittle's going to have a big game versus Minnesota, especially with CMC gone. So I feel like those little checkdowns is going to go straight to him.
I hope so.
Like you said, Tucker is going to go off. Last week, he had 8 points.
Didn't go crazy last week.
And that's my whole point. I feel like he's going to go off for like around 15 points versus the Raiders. So I'm going to roll with Stan on that one, man. Because I was going to go with you, but yeah, Tony Pollard versus the Jets, that's a tough one. Zaire White versus Baltimore, a tough one. Cooper Kupp is a favorable matchup. Patrick Mahomes, favorable matchup. Baker Mayfield, I think he's going to do good. It's just going to be a shootout, so Detroit's at home. So whether it's garbage time or not, he's going to get his points. Carlson, he's too Raider heavy for me, but yeah. So we got Carolina heavy, and then we got Raider heavy, but yeah, so yeah, so we got that one, man. So our next matchup that we could talk about and choose is who do we got? All matchups. We got all of us in a row. We got blown coverage versus on love Cuzzo. So it used to be no love Cuzzo to blown coverage to now. He done had Achane go off for 38. That's plus 16. That's the only person he played. He has AJ Brown questionable. And then no love on love Cuzzo has nobody played yet. So who you got, Stanley?
So what I like about this game, these two have been going back and forth for months. On band, on text. This is like a little growing rivalry here. So
that's
the fact that
I need my own thing.
It's like the rivalry games that are going on in college now with all the realignment. How they're starting early with some of the rivalry games. So I like to see this one. I would choose. I'm looking at the teams. I like Vinny's squad because he's got Brees. He's got my team from last year. He's got Brees. He's got Brown. He's got Goff.
He got Smith from me.
He got Bijou Robinson.
And Stafford from me.
And he got Stafford.
And Indianapolis defense last year from me.
Here's the thing about it. I don't think the defense going to have that good of a game, but Brees
you got Malik Willis back there. That dude's going to go off.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Brees is going to have an amazing game against Tennessee. But at the same time, you got Achane who had 38, and then Barkley up against Atlanta. Drake London, I'm not really putting too much into. Justin Fields, he had a decent game. Joe Mixon against Chicago. And Baltimore against... I know Los is predicted to win by like 20 points, but I think this is the week that Vinny has a good week. So I'm going with Vinny on Love Cuzzo.
On Love Cuzzo.
Just because of his matchup.
Yeah, Vinny does have the favorable matchups across the board. However, you got Justin Fields versus Denver. And Denver just looks like they're just garbage.
The Knicks ain't getting to do it out there. So we bet 1 week.
Yeah, I just feel like that. I'm gonna go with Los this one. Like I do like On Love Cuzzle. Like on paper, I feel like On Love Cuzzle's team is better, especially with Goff being at home with St. Brown, the Sun God, and he got my boy Smith on Monday night, so he's gonna show out. But I just feel like there's something that Mike Tomlin finally got in that boy and Justin Fields. Man, I feel like he's gonna get released a little bit more. No homo.
Because I got rest.
I feel like that was the reason why they did it, because now if he does start playing terrible, they could go to Russ instead of the opposite way. I will say since I chose you, for me, I would probably go with Mark Cooper versus Westcall, and then if AJ Brown doesn't play, a little hate moment, and then you could just put Drake London in there. But if you don't believe in Amari Cooper, then you do you, big dog. But that's how I probably would have rolled it with. Hey man, that's true, man. You gotta get Famous James out there, man.
Before we move on to the next game, number 1 in the rankings right now.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Coverage.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Do you feel the pressure? No. You don't feel any pressure? It's just another game?
He said this one should have been last year.
No, this should have been the last couple years. And I had I'm just going through the motions, man. I'm taking the pressure off of me. I ain't panicking. I ain't doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I told you this is a different Los coming in to this league. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the one thing I want to do. I just want to win a championship. That's it. You know what I mean?
I had to ask because all last year I never got to be number 1 because the Deans were, and they're not here to say what it's like to play with that pressure.
So Caitlin's not here. Okay.
Someone in the household, but it's like I don't know if that makes you start thinking more like, okay, I'm up here. All I got to do is maintain. How do I maintain? You start looking in the free agency a little more. Do you start paying attention a little more? No pressure.
I mean, for me, because I've been in the one before. You know what I'm saying? So it's not anything that I'm not used to. But at the same time, like, as long as I make the playoffs, that's all that matters to me. I could drop down to 4. If I'm in the playoffs, I'm good. So that's all that really counts for me right now. And it's only week 1. I didn't expect to be number 1 either. I thought because he had more points than me last week, I thought he'd be number 1. So I don't know how it shapes out, but I'm just going through my matchups, seeing what I feel is the best matchup, seeing the whole team. Like I said, Mark Cooper, I feel like I can't trust Deshaun Watson right now. So, and Drake London, he is on a short leash, but I was like, it's 1 week. Let me just see what he's going to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not a favorable matchup at all, but let me just see what he's going to do. So, I'm just kind of trying to trust him right now.
So you're going with yourself then?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay. I think it's early in the season. I can give up maybe 1 or 2 losses, and I hope that they won't kick me out. But I can see where my team's at. I can see who I can count on and things like that. So just taking it easy, man. Okay. Just taking it easy.
All right, next game, we got your boy Debo versus home of the Brave, Leon. Nobody's played yet. Leon doesn't set this roster just yet. He'll probably do that in the morning once he gets up. But who you guys taking?
Seeing that we don't know who he's gonna pick.
I see you got Joe Burrow.
I'll say he's gonna do Joe Burrow. He's gonna put Olave out there. Gibbs, Taylor, Ayuk. And then his flex, he's probably going to put
Hill.
I don't think he put Hill. Probably Derek. No.
Ooh,
Carr.
he got Charbonnet. Kenneth Walker was doubtful.
Yeah, he's not playing.
Yeah, I'd probably put Charbonnet in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that against... Yeah, I don't know.
It's an easy one.
I think Leon got this one.
Mm-hmm. Stan?
Yeah. Leon got this one.
Looking at Darius' squad, like, that's rough. Like, he got Pitts, and he's got Cousin that throws the Pitts. You got Nico who can have a pretty good game because he throws it to Nico all day and then he gives Diggs touchdowns. But I think Leon takes this one because of what he got. Now, even though he don't got him in, I can see he has a lot of AIU. Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take home with the Brave. I know the reason I'm doing that because MC's out and Puka's out as well. And yeah, Nico Collins could have a good game, but it's a homecoming game because I think Houston was on the road last week.
I would start Cooks over Gabe Davis. Not even just being a Cowboys fan, just he's gonna get the ball this week.
Yeah, so Nico Collins, I feel like homecoming for Stephon Diggs. So I just feel like Stephon Diggs gonna have a homecoming because you already see they already trying to force him with the 2 touchdowns last week. So now they get to show what he's doing going at home. So I'll take the Steamboat home of the Brave.
In fact, you called me out on that on draft day. He was like, Stan's trying to get the stack. Like, yeah, because he literally left the Bills because they weren't throwing him the ball. Of course I'm going to go pick him up. That's crazy.
Next one we got the Cartel versus Dame. Dame has 70 points already. Tua played, Tyreek played, Tyler Bass and Buffalo's defense played. The only one that has met or exceeded their expectations was the kicker and the defense. JT has nobody that's played. Who you got, Los?
I like JT. Got the Cartel on this one.
Got the Cartel, huh? You got S-Dot.
I like Dame's team because I know Cincinnati's going through it, but he still has Jamar Chase. You got Pacheco, Etienne, Laporta, Flowers. Like, they could go off for some points. And I don't really...
Flowers, I don't see Etienne doing much. That's why
against Cleveland?
That's why I said Trevor Lawrence, because I feel like I'm going to hear freaking Myles Garrett's name all game. So,
yeah, I'm choosing.
We'll see, yeah.
I'm going to roll with the Cartel, man, just because Keenan Allen is out and Caleb Williams seemed like he got some rapport with Moore. You got Purdy, who's going to do a little bit better than he did last week with Deebo Samuel, who's going to be running back / wide receiver again. I don't know about Ford as much, but you got Kerryon Williams versus Arizona. Then you got McBride, and then you got Rashee Rice. And
getting the ball forced back to him, boy.
And then he picked up the Chargers defense. So he said there's a method to the madness. So
dropped his defense after they scored.
61, he dropped Chicago and picked up the Chargers. You know what I mean?
Defense.
Wow.
And then the person who, if Tyreek and Tua didn't play already, I would have picked Dame. But since I already know Tyreek was going to give him 9, then I'm like, yeah.
We'll stop it right there real quick. What is Dame going to do now if Tua is not coming back next? He probably ain't coming back next week.
Run with Gino.
When he comes to Gino, then he's going to come get Caleb Williams for me.
Is that when it starts? Is that when it starts?
I'm just saying, man.
Planting seeds.
Are we doing picks or no picks?
You said picks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to need something back, man. I just need a 5th, man. I'll give it to him for a 5th.
So you gave up 1 through 5th. Of course you want something back.
So we got you got the Cartel. Stan got Dame. I got the Cartel. Second to our last game. Nobody's played just yet. So we got Dean versus the Fatbacks Jacksonville. We got 2 dual threat dual threat quarterbacks. Some of the best in the league in Lamar and Anthony Richardson. To cap it off, the Fatbacks don't have a kicker just yet, so we already talked about that, how they lost last week not having a kicker. Not saying the kicker would have gave him 20, but the kicker that he did drop, the other person picked up, which was Debo, and dropped 17, so you know what I mean? So who y'all's taking? Lamar or Anthony Richardson?
It's funny, too, because if Lamar does go to likely a lot, he's basically giving the ball to Ricky's team.
Yeah.
For that reason, I'd probably pick Ricky's squad. That's why I'm seeing these two teams and the projected points is only like 146, 147. Because last year they was throwing up major points.
Yeah. I like Ricky's team on this one too. Yeah, I think Richardson, even though he only completed 9 passes, he made some great passes, and just that likely Mark Andrews. That's the fight he's going to deal with all week. But Kyler Murray actually did pretty good last week, so going against the Rams should be better for him than James Conner. I think he's going to eat again too. So I like Ricky's squad.
Ricky, get a kicker, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, man, this is a tough one for me, man.
Yeah, who you gonna drop though? His bench looks like when people play 2K and they say this squad would have been real 5 years ago. That's Ricky's squad. He got on his bench Mark Andrews, Ezekiel Elliott, DeAndre Hopkins, Nick Chubb. 3 years ago, it's over. There's no reason for us to play anymore.
Man. I'm gonna go with the Deans, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Deans. Just to be different. There's no rhyme or reason behind it. You know what I'm saying? You look at the matchups, you got DeAndre Swift or, the running back game. I feel like it's comparable a little bit to tight end. Likely can go off again, but Schultz can too. Not like these level of that 30-something points, but I just see 49ers defense. So that's why I was like, that's going to tip the scale. And then I feel like that Garrett Wilson is going to get an end zone. I know he did to Alan Lazard last week, the 2 touchdowns, but boy still had a handful of targets. I know he had double-digit targets, so I feel like he's going to go off, and Lamar's going to go off versus that defense. Unless it's just a Derrick Henry show, then I'll change things though. But
what's his name? Crosby? Max?
Max Crosby.
Yeah, he gives all the good quarterbacks on that side fits every time he plays them.
Hey, I'll run the other way. I'll run the other way. Our last game is the Madden Curse versus Shanika's team. Ken Coleman. Again, man, let me just stop right there, man. Y'all's always talking about the Chris Godwin, man. I try to tell y'all, man, play that boy Chris Godwin. Whoever Shanika's consultant is and whoever's making the moves for her, but Keenan Coleman, man, I'm trying to tell you guys in the league, man, play Tyler Lockett or Chris Godwin. But with that being said, she had Keenan Coleman playing. He gave her a goose egg out there. The projection is 129, Madden Curse versus Shanika's 123. The Madden Curse do have 2 questionable wide receivers in Reed and Palmer, and a doubtful in T. Higgins, and he picked up Mitchell. I know he did that. So yeah, who you guys got, Los? He said, "Let me just throw a cup up there."
If we're gonna go back to that trade, this is why I said you should have offered, or she should have took J.K. Dobbins, because now she had to go, because Kenneth Walker is doubtful. She had to go get Bucky Irving, who we don't really know what he's going to do. He really looks promising, but Rashad White is he's still that dude there. So, but I don't know, man. It's tough. I think I'm still going to go with Shanika. Just because I'll give you props. The quarterback play is going to be better on that side. But yeah, that's and Mike Evans. I mean, honestly too. So, but her running backs aren't the greatest. Tight end not the greatest. So, if it does win, it's going to be off the back of those quarterbacks, Mike Evans, and hopefully Seattle defense and the kicker can get it for her. Dang, that's tough.
I'm looking at these rosters and I feel bad for both.
You go all the way down. You say, "Oh, maybe their stars on the IR or something like that." He's like, "No, it's not. It's just how they drafted.
I'm like, man, because
I think it'll be a battle of the quarterbacks because you got Dak and Aaron Rodgers versus Herbert and Daniels. I don't see too much else really jumping off.
Mike Evans is the next best thing out there.
Montgomery will get his.
Yeah.
But again, I think because I'm thinking Detroit's defense is going to just step up in that game
True.
at home.
You don't think he's gonna be on that much?
Sure, I don't even know. This ends in a tie. I got to go with the Madden curse because she literally got a player in there sitting at 0. And if somebody else doesn't just go off, that could come back to hurt her.
Yeah. I'm going to go with your niggas team. I'm going to keep it simple because these dudes didn't even practice this week for the most part. That is questionable, and you have nothing back besides Mitchell. So I feel like even though he got 0, that potentially the Madden curse is going to get 0 unless they go into the free agency market to get somebody else. But then it's like, who are they really going to try to pick up to get there? You're talking about Deontay Johnson and Wayne Robertson from the Giants are our top 2 wide receivers in our free agency pool right now. Yeah.
How tough does your week have to be for you to name your team Madden curse? Like, I know we got this little rivalry going on, but I legit feel bad that you have to deal with that much stuff. Adversity, I guess.
Is it really adversity or is it the way you draft?
Well, I mean, you can't do that about the questionables or the doubtfuls or the outs or the IR. You can't do nothing about that, but it's like outside of that, like.
Come on, man. He drafted Hollywood Brown, who went on the IR, and we knew he was going to be on the IR.
And he said he was adamant about him going off this year.
So just because you don't see him on the roster, he had Hollywood Brown here.
I do remember that.
Remember he was arguing with Dame?
I'm looking at his team, and I'm like, I can't tell what your draft was like. Like, there's no way that these were the guys that you picked.
Granted, he did draft in the 4th round. I think he started, I know he jumped into the 3rd to get Dak because I messed up my plans. But so he did go back. But that's why I was trying to tell people in the beginning of our podcast last week, it's not for everybody to start in the 3rd round, man. You know, y'all just got to stay in your lanes, baby. Stay in your lanes, man. Leave that to professionals, man. You know, and Pretty Rick, he jumped in on the bandwagon too, but just leave it to us 3. That's it, man. Don't try to jump back there and say, man, I'll build me a team in the 3rd, 4th round because I see these guys do it. Stay in your lane, big dog.
I ain't gonna never not be in the 1st or 2nd round.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got our picks out there. So we can recap our picks, listen to the video to see who was on and all that jazz like that, man. So
Good. So y'all, I think we can end it. Take us out, man.
Take us out. S. You the champ, man.
That sounds good. Can we do it again? I don't know, but we gonna try week by week. It's been fun being here at the podcast. It's been a while since I did it. I really ain't have much to say after winning it. Yeah, good talking to y'all.
All right, y'all. We'll catch you next week. Peace.